An off-the-plan disaster, only buying half a house. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this off-the-plan disaster. At least that's how the news media is reporting it. And honestly, I think there's a big mistake in what they're calling it. But I'm not a fan of off-the-plan, everyone. As an architect, I understand how much can change from when you're buying on a plan to what really happens. So before we go through this article, I just want to draw your attention to what I'd call a trend in off-the-plan. Now, I've made a few videos over time. Just type in off-the-plan on my channel and you can see some of these videos. 6 months ago, I was ranting at the idea of people rushing to buy off the plan. You know, off the plan disasters with apartments. Let's have a look at these, you know. Render versus reality. This is one here. You can see the render here. I mean, it looks beautiful. It's nice. They actually had the sun coming from an angle that was impossible. Reality, I looked at the position of the site. It's impossible for the sun to come from that angle. And this is reality. So they had a shiny metallic finish here, and see it was curving up, and you can see what, you know, what's completely changed. You know, the camera angle's probably a little different, but okay. I can produce nice renders too, and you try and the danger is with getting it too realistic. People expect it like that, and that's what the marketing people want. So you got to realize that, you know, reality and fantasy are quite different. Nowadays, you'd probably sell this as a NFT and make a fortune on it. The missing courtyard. This is another example where the plan had changed. So it had changed. He'd lost his courtyard, everyone. So it looks like it's... Where is it? It's come in here, I think. Or something like that. Yeah, they've lost a courtyard. So this seems like it's all gone, because what they can do is you're buying off the plan, but it can change, and particularly in New South Wales, they can do what they want. Oh, they needed that. That's still your garden. You're paying for it. You're maintaining it. You can enjoy it, but we needed that green space maybe to meet town planning or council requirements. You'd be pretty miffed if you'd bought it and thought you had all this space and you suddenly lost a whole heap of it. And off the plans falling in value. People buying apartments, getting them and expecting to get finance for it. You know, they'll put a deposit on it, and then they can't get finance because the valuation of them has crashed in the time period, and then they have to like get more money to keep the apartment, or they'll get sued and lose out. So I don't know why anyone buys off the plan. I really don't. So let's have a look. Only buying half a house. Only buying half a house. Sydney family shocked in disastrous custom house mix-up. A Sydney father has been left fuming after realizing his dream home has been quite literally cut in half in a home build disaster. And you can see the image here, which is quite shocking. Now, what this is, I wouldn't say this is an off-the-plan issue. I would say this is probably one of the biggest problems in construction that is repeated again and again, a communication issue. And we've all been there. We've all been in the game when something isn't clearly communicated or articulated. Expectations are different from what is received. That's what it is. A Sydney family has been left in shock after discovering the home they sunk over $700,000 into over a decade of saving was half of what they were expecting. Nepalese man Bishnu Aral, who moved to Australia and saved for a deposit on a $400,000 block of land in Edmondson Park, couldn't believe his eyes when he realized his dream home was quite literally cut down the middle. Mr. Aral, who speaks English as a second language, employed the services of Zach Homes for a custom off-plan build worth $322,000 in 2016 and let the business get to work, saying he trusted the process. Okay, that's stupid. Okay, that is completely stupid on his part. He wasn't paying enough attention to this job. He was spending hundreds of thousands of dollars for a house and just let them run with it. Wow. Insane. Utterly insane. Okay? Number one, don't do that. You know, if there's a builder, they're a business, they'll get it done. Wow. Trusted the process. Oh, I need a drink on that one. The father of two checked the progress 3 years later. 3 years later, what? Okay. And admitted he nearly fainted when he realized his freestanding build had been turned into a duplex, taking up half the block. The house sits on the right-hand side of the block with a a giant windowless wall facing the empty half. Yeah, it's a duplex. Did he know what he was buying with the land? Did the council change the requirements on the land after he bought it? We don't know. I called the supervisor. How can it get under construction when you're not on site? I mean, was he watching it? Was this a family home? Was it as an investment? Was he just letting it going and ignoring it? I called the supervisor and asked him what's going on. Why is the house like this? And he said, it's a duplex, semi-duplex, and I nearly fainted that day. He said on Monday night's A Current Affair. I don't understand. How can you not see it on the drawings? Okay, if you can't... How? He would have to have seen the drawings and signed off on them and given them back to the builder before they did any construction. A lot of people, honestly, don't understand drawings. They pretend. They don't want to admit that they don't understand what you're showing them. And for those of us who are designers or work in construction, builders, tradies, we're used to looking at drawings all the time. We're used to drawing drawings. And sometimes the average punter has got no idea what they're looking at. This is why, and one of the solutions I've put is visuals you need. Whereas my house, I want the rest of my house. It's not a freestanding house. It's not a duplex. It's half a house, and it looks embarrassing. Well, mate, build the other half. Rent it out. She'll be right. That's what you're going to have to do. So, Zach Holmes said the build initially began as a single freestanding home, but claimed it later had to alter to fit with the Liverpool Council regulations, which reportedly stated the block had to be an attached dwelling. So, he probably talked to them about what he wanted. I'm just assuming here. And then they checked the town planning and realized, okay, it needs to change. Now, if Zach Holmes went and did that, and I would be shocked if they did it all by themselves and without informing their client. That's never going to happen. Okay? You tell the client. You communicate everything to them. And it sounds like this guy didn't know what was going on. Okay? Just let it run with it now. And, of course, he's going on A Current Affair. Come on. Zach Holmes appreciates the frustration of Mr. and Mrs. Aral. I probably butchered that. Surrounding the delay in the issue of the occupation certificate. These delays were not caused by Zach Holmes, a spokesman told the Daily Mail. Well, yeah, he can't get an occupation certificate because the council won't give him one unless they build on the rest of the site. Because it's a duplex. You can see in the aerials, these are all duplexes here. That's what they want. It's the council intervention in the market, putting all these planning requirements on him. So he can't build a house for 300 grand. He has to build two. You should have built them at the same time. Would have been cheaper. Why would they even propose? See, here's the question. Why would the Zach Holmes even propose only building half a building if they can't get an occupation certificate? Shouldn't that, could you make an argument that it's not fit for purpose if I can't get an occupation certificate? But they've occupied it now anyway, so that kind of goes out the window. But there's the question, So here we go. You can see, guys, there you go. These blocks, they're duplex blocks right in the middle. The neighbor did it there. There you go. Nope. Oh, boy. So he bought too much. Zach Holmes claims Mr. and Mrs. Aral were made aware of the change of plan and were given the opportunities to pull out of the contract more than once. Okay, maybe they wanted to get out of it. The building company said it had done everything required to secure an occupation certificate from the block, saying the certifier and the council were at an impasse. Yeah, well, I would not be surprised if the council were causing issues, because they don't want this. Because, it's an eyesore. It looks horrible. Guys, it looks horrible. They're worried it's going to stay like that forever. Can he split it and sell that part of it? He told Channel 9 his family were forced to move into the home with the ongoing pandemic limiting their options. He says he hopes this situation will serve as a warning to potential home buyers. Meanwhile, the peculiar property has been attracting locals, with neighbor Mohammed spotting a number of people stopping to take photos. A lot of people are always taking photos in the street. They think it's pretty ugly. He said, well, it is. You should try and raise money to do it. So, guys, what do you think about this one? Let's talk about some solutions to this, because this is just crazy. Fundamentally, it comes down to communication. It really comes down to communication. They should not have proceeded with this build unless they had an assurance with council that they could get an occupation certificate, or the certifier could have signed off on it. Maybe they could argue that they could build it later. But what else? Okay, number one, if you're doing something like this, you need to engage a professional, either a building designer or an architect, particularly if you can't speak the language well enough to act on your behalf to negotiate between you and the builder. Even if it's just to give advice and to check something. Because what I suspect, this guy didn't understand the plans, he didn't understand the drawings, or he just ignored it and pushed it on. What they didn't mention in this article, what Current Affair mentions, is he just sent it on to the bank and didn't really look at the drawings. You need to get a professional to look at it and tell you what you're getting. You need to ask for drawings and 3D visuals. If he had seen this in a render, this thing in a render, that would have got his attention. He would have gone, no, what's going on here? I don't want that. I want a full house. No, no, no. Oh, mate, you got to build another one. You got the wrong block. Maybe you got to sell. See, yeah. Ask for renders or 3D views if you can't read plans. And most people can't read plans. If his English isn't good enough, engage the services of a translator if you can't speak the language to make sure you know what's going on. You should have a lawyer or someone in your corner. But really, we need to reduce council regulation on housing, guys. I mean, they're doing this to try and make housing cheaper. So you get more of these duplexes there. You know, more projects here. What do you reckon, guys? Because then, yeah. I feel sorry for him, but in some ways it's you know, his problem too. What do you think? What would you do, and what would your suggestions be? Let me know in the comments down below. You can find all the references to the articles that are referred to in this video in the pinned comments. Thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays or Teespring, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.